If you pass the GKS program and finish your studies, what kind of impact will it have on your country when you return back? Hello everyone, this is Moses, the one who help you if you're interested to study in Korea. And for those who are preparing for the GKS-G interview, in today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can pass and get a well result on the interview. I brought a lot of questions that they ask in GKS-G. So what you have to do is to answer the question first by yourself, and I will give you tips after that. So first of all, if I tell you the question, try to answer it first. So let's start with the first question. Please introduce yourself in 1 minute. Did you answer well? Of course, self-introduction, you are the one to prepare it, right? I will give you some self-introduction tip at the end of the video. So let's move to the next question. Why did you apply for GKS? Be ready, they will ask you about your motivation for applying for GKS. What you need to know here is the purpose of the GKS program, which is the current government investing in you to come to Korea and study hard in Korea so that you will go back and become an important person in your country. Then, since you came to study in Korea, the students in your country who will see you, they will naturally recognize that Korea is a good country and they will like Korea as well, right? That's the goal. Give an answer that is related with this point. Do you really need to study this major in Korea? Guys, you must have a reason to study this major in Korea. In fact, you can even study this major in your country, right? But write down your reason for studying in Korea, the major that you have chosen. In my case, I'm studying information and security. I would say that I applied because I wanted to learn Korea's advanced IT technology and implement it in my country, Rwanda. You can speak Korean. Will you be able to study? In fact, many applicants do not speak Korean well. But many people say that you can go and learn it first. But there are a lot of cases where foreign student went to Korea and they was not able to be used to the Korean life because they was not able to speak Korean. That's why they ask that question. The best answer, I think, is to say that you're already fluent in Korean and you have a topic score. There's no problem if it's like that. But if you don't, you can say that you are already studying Korean and you want to understand the Korean culture very well. It's good to reply that you are working hard. What are your plans for the future if you pass GKS program? This part is important. Guys, remember the purpose of the GKS program I mentioned earlier. Always think about that part. I have to come back to Korea and convey a good image of Korea in my country because Korea invested in me. You have to keep in mind and go with it in the interview. But here, as Korea pays a lot of money, so I came here to learn Korean and work in Korea. Absolutely no, never say that. Of course, there are those who think like this and think that they can answer like that, but that answer is completely different from the purpose of GKS program. If you pass the GKS program and finish your studies, what kind of impact will it have on your country when you return back? The interviewer will ask you directly exactly what kind of positive impact it will have on your country. For example, in my case, let's assume that I applied to the Department of Information and Security, as I said earlier. You can say, I think that Rwanda is less developed compared to Korea in information and security systems. So I will study and make a research how Korea was able to develop good information security systems and become a key IT official in Rwanda. I want to apply what I learned in information and security system from Korea to Rwanda. I think if it's me, I will answer like that. So a specific answer is very important. Why should we choose you? Last answer. Why should the GKS program choose you? This part is difficult to answer. But if I were to answer this question, I will say I have enjoyed K-pop and K-drama since before, thanks to global IT companies such as Samsung and LG in Korea. I had a good image of Korea. In particular, I became very interested in information and security from Korea. After studying information and security in Korea, I would like to build a successful information and security systems in Rwanda that I learned in Korea. To do so, I have to pass the GKS program. Please select me so that Rwandan can experience better information and security systems. That's how I will answer the question. Yes, lastly, I say that I would like to give you personal statement tips at the end of the video. So let me tell you now. The best way, I think, is to say what was the reason for you to apply for the GKS? Why should you study in Korea? And what did you actually learn and prepare in order to pass for this scholarship? I'm talking about these 3 things, so please write well based on the answer I have gave you. Kirugi.com. Yes, guys, lastly, there are a lot of comments on YouTube asking questions and some asking why I don't answer to their questions. But to be honest, it's hard to read all the comments and answer all the comments. But a good part here is you almost ask the same questions. That's why I made a community for students who are interested to come to study in Korea, which is called kirugi.com. So visit it, search for your question. If your question is not available, write it and ask it. That's where I post answers and information that I think you must need. So let me end up the video here and see you in the next one. Bye.